Wolverine, you can probably stop doing that now. 30,000 years earlier.
This is how it happened the last time. Homo sapiens neanderthalensis, the last unlucky remnants of their kind, soon to be replaced by a smarter, faster, more aggressive species, Homo sapiens sapiens. Meet our ancestors wiping out the competition.
Does it have to be so real? They're biting pieces off. I'm sure there's no evidence to prove that Neanderthal man was slaughtered. I saw a documentary on TV.
Television has made you the expert, has it? As the world's foremost evolutionary biologist, Mr. Trask, I can assure you that history is repeating itself as we speak. There is a faster, more aggressive race in our midst, eager to inherit the earth we stand upon. Science calls them Homo sapiens superior, the mutants. You saw my findings. The human race will be just as extinct as Neanderthal man within 4 generations, unless we fight back before it's too late. Unless we exterminate the mutant germline once and for all. Humanely, of course.
But, Miss Nova, I'm only a dentist.
Be careful where you put your head, Professor. The contacts on the mind phones may fall short of my usual deft finish. These brutish paws and I take full responsibility if your earlobes are torn to fringes by razor-sharp plastic. Otherwise, Cerebra is ready to rumble.
I have no earlobes, Henry. Proceed. If Cerebra works, she'll amplify my psychic senses to the 10th power. Is that the idea? I very much look forward to experiencing that.
Cerebra?
Imagine Cerebro's big sister. She can boost the Professor's mutant locating abilities to global range. Humor me, Gene. I'm hormonally imbalanced.
You're incredibly upbeat for someone who's turning into the romantic lead from Beauty and the Beast on Ice, if that's what you want me to say. Soda?
Diet, please.
Diet? You weigh 600 pounds.
So, do I want to get fat? I do a lot of leaping around. I suspect my latest beast form is connected to this year's mutant baby boom. Sunspot activity, manic depressive mood swings. I feel like a Hindu sex god, Gene. I'm going to write a paper when I relearn how to use a pen.
The new look suits you, Hank. Distinguished. Feline. I like it.
It all seems pretty natural. Everything okay, Professor? You know what Gene and I are like once we get started.
I'm fine. Join me in my mind and take a look for yourself, Henry. The view's incredible. Your Cerebra networks like a global positioning system. The radiant peaks are mutant waveforms. We're observing the distinctive signature of the X gene, which gives each of us our special gifts, am I correct?
This is very unusual, Charles. Your thoughts are actually forming some kind of condensation on the walls all around you.
All those lights are newly emerging mutants, Gene.
What's that? What's that big one? Use the zoom. I just saw this enormous spike in South America.
Professor?
I missed it. There's something around Colombia, Ecuador. Perhaps I thought I felt a trace, but enhance times 200.
It must have been a trick of the twinkle in your eyes, Hank.
It was like a flare, a genetic flare. Someone could be in trouble. I really did see something.
Look at the world. There are so many mutants out there, Hank.
More and more of us all the time. I wonder what it means. Scott and Logan are on their way home from rescue operations in Australia. Why don't we ask them to look in on your flare, Henry?
I've never been lucky down under. But hey, enough about my love life. Tell your grandkids you just walked away from a sentinel attack, bub. That's if it didn't scare you sterile.
thing was as tall as a house. You're X-Men?
He's Wolverine. I'm Cyclops.
Steve, my mates mostly call me Ugly John. X-Men?
No smoking, please, Wolverine. You have rapid healing gifts. The rest of us are running on lungs.
I can't help smoking, Space Cadet Summers. The big bad Sentinel set me on fire, remember? I'm dealing with the emotional and physical side effects in my own way. Sentinel hardware's getting old. 5,000 rounds of live ammunition, 2 death rays, 4 independent Rolls-Royce engines, $3 million worth of RAM. 5 minutes later, it's rust on my knuckles.
Let's hope those were some of the last Sentinels we'll ever see. They looked like decommissioned government ordnance. Rogue machines left over from the big mutant witch hunts a few months back.
You guys are all the good-looking muties, eh?
Nice of you to notice, Ugly John. There's the last of them. Let me tell you, it's worse when the tissue has time to heal around a bullet.
I better call my mates. We're in space, right?
You lived one more day, Ugly John. Cheer up. That's as good as it gets.
He passed out, Logan.
Smell of cooking skin, I guess. Do we really have to drag this poor jerk all the way back to Westchester?
He was hunted almost to death back there. If you can name any human doctors who'd be willing to provide the medical treatment he needs, go ahead. Prepare your forebrain for incoming, Logan. Professor X wants to talk to us.
I have to get this off.
The massacre you witnessed was only a simulation. Imagine the sickening reality. Imagine the day when the leering freaks and the mutations come, kicking down your door to bash your daughter's brains in. Evolution takes no prisoners. Very poetic, Mr. Trask. Your Uncle Bolivar built the first of the old Sentinels, is that right? The Philadelphia Trasks, controversial creators of android weapon systems designed to identify and terminate mutant X-gene carriers. They look wonderful, I admit. Design classics. But Sentinels have always been spectacularly ineffective against highly adaptive, Homo-superior targets. Did you know your tax dollars helped fund a shadow Sentinel program, Mr. Trask? No, you didn't. No one did.
What do I know about Sentinels? I have a successful dental practice in Albuquerque. What are we doing here?
You said a basic master mold factory unit was constructed during a lull in the fighting. Rebel forces, government troops backed by the USA, that sort of thing. The master mold AI was precision engineered to adapt to its environment, programmed to build wild sentinels using any and all technology within the test radius. This radical master mold was all but forgotten for years.
Where did this happen?
Oh, have a guess, Mr. Trask. Don't make me point to it. A new generation of mutants is emerging. That much is certain. They will be called freaks, genetic monstrosities. They will be mocked, feared, spat upon, and accused of stealing human jobs, eating human food, taking human partners. But they are emerging in the inner cities, in the suburbs, in the deserts, and in the jungles. And when they emerge, they will need teachers, people who can help them overcome their anger and show them how to use their strange gifts responsibly. They will need us. Thoughts on the new school uniforms?
Suddenly I don't have to look like an idiot in broad daylight.
I was never sure why you had us dress up like superheroes anyway, Professor.
The professor thought people would trust the X-Men if we looked like something they understood.
That's correct, Scott. However, I've been working on better ways to encourage people to trust mutants.
Tell it to the kid with 3 faces here in the passenger seat of the X-Wing, Chuck.
Ignore Logan, Professor Xavier. Ecuador's no problem. We can easily swing over there on our way home.
Excellent, Scott. Thank you. It may be nothing, but I defer to the doctor's intuition and keen animal eye. New school term starts Monday. Automatic pilot down.
Couldn't wait to get out of that bald head, could you, Slim?
What, are you insinuating something?
I don't insinuate. I call it like I see it.
And exactly how do you see it, Logan?
With binocular vision, Cyclops. You've been AWOL for too long. Things change. Sometimes it's hard. I just want you to know you got a shoulder to cry on if you need it.
We have work to do in Ecuador.
Which is more than most people in Ecuador have.
Jean and I are perfectly happy, Logan.
Welcome to Henry McCoy's clinic. It's still very clean. I need a few alternative smells around. Listen, Jean, I hate to pry, but I was practically picking the atmosphere out of my fur during the briefing. I've known you and Scott for...
I know everything you're going to say. Don't go there, Hank. Please. Do these come with music?
The psychedelic light shows blood corpuscles at magnification times 1,000. It's a human DNA sample. This is the new tele-immersive display. I can get right inside things and look around in real time.
How much is this upgrade costing him? All the X-Wing aircraft and the sparkly technology? The professor seems very motivated again, don't you think? Like manic motivated.
You know how people can be when they've survived a lot of pain and tragedy, Jean. He's trying to remind himself what all of it was for. He's trying to give all those deaths and failures meaning again, polishing up his dream until it shines. That's what Logan said in a rare, sensitive moment.
Which is pretty much what I said to Logan when we talked about it. Said Logan. Oh. Two. Did you...
Jean, are you having one of your embarrassing psychic moments?
I just felt something odd. It's fine. I think I must have left something important in Cerebra. You go on, Hank.
Thank you, Cerebra. Thank you, Henry. Very interesting. Hello again, Charles. The mind amplifier works like a dream, doesn't it? It led me right to where you are. What a special big new toy for a crippled little boy. It's almost like being able to get up and about. You can't form a single thought. Who? You. What? Shut up. It's all garbage in there. What are... I am what's eating your mind. Relax and be replaced. I'll be you now and make you a murderer, Charles. The first, the oldest, and the last enemy. The terror and the hate you thought would never return. Charlie's big, ugly secret. The nightmare on the dark side of your dream. Surrender, Charles. I'll say this only once. Get out of my head, or I'll fire. You would too, wouldn't you? Well, this is only how it starts. Are you very afraid now?
Charles! Oh my God, your thoughts are bleeding, torn. Charles, what was that mind quake I just felt? Where did that gun come from?
Please don't come any further into these thoughts, Jean. Are these words from the future? Please, Jean. Pure, appalling hatred. Unstoppable. Scott. Logan. It's there. Henry was right. Warn them, Jean. Warn everyone. It's in Ecuador. I was miles away. I said I'm extremely uncomfortable. You told me you were a government agent. Utmost national importance, you said. I've endured an 8-hour helicopter ride, accompanied by horrific virtual imagery. I'm being eaten alive by enormous insects, and then there are sounds out there. You led me to believe I'd be performing Black Ops root canal work on the president. What are we doing in a guerrilla war zone?
Stop quivering, Mr. Trask. No rebel forces remain. No loyalist troops are left alive. There's only a scrapyard here, scavenged and stripped of raw materials by the master mold.
You keep saying that. What does evolution have to do with dentistry? Where are we going?
You're here for a reason. Don't worry. Imagine self-made sentinels using spare parts to evolve themselves into more effective forms.
I don't think I want to. What's that noise? Look, I demand to be taken back to safety. It's like a monster wasp. It's like some horrible giant lawnmower.
It's them, wild sentinels. Look at them.
I can't. Oh, God, you're crazy.
Don't waste any tears on the soldier boys. They came pre-deceased. They make me look official, so I march the corpses around with my thoughts. See how the family androids have grown up, Mr. Trask. Go on, meet humankind's last hope against the mutant menace. Talk to them, Mr. Trask, or they'll chop you up and grind you into neatly filed segments.
No, don't hurt me in the name of God. Stop them. Stop.
Focal identification. Trask. Prime Command protocols. Search. Online. Running protocols. Stop. Preserve Trask DNA. That must be your famous charm and captivating wit running down into your shoes. Don't be scared. These deformed, homemade horrors were manufactured in a master mold designed by dear old Uncle Bolly. Preserve Trask DNA. They'll do anything you say, Mr. Trask. I brought you here in my capacity as a biologist because I feel it's your duty to save the human species.
They're not attacking you.
Why be the small man when you could be the scourge and destroyer of monsters? These android assassins have obviously reached the limits of their ability to evolve in this environment. With a word, you can extend their reach. With a word, you can exterminate Homo Superior in its infancy, while the species is still too young to fight back. So lower that once commanding voice of yours a few octaves. Forget your dental practice, Mr. Trask. Your future lies in genocide.
Well, when I got out of my bed this morning, I didn't expect to exterminate 15 million people.
They're not people, Mr. Trask. They're dirty, stinking mutants. And here come some of them now.
What happened? 1 minute I'm following through into my Calvins under a giant robot sentinel hand in Sydney Harbor, then I'm in space?
Go back to sleep, Ugly John. We like you better. Did something just hit us?
It's a sentinel. That thing, it looked like a sentinel master mold factory. The only reason they exist is to mass-produce mutant-killing androids.
Looks like it's mass-producing all over us. You ever seen anything like that, Slim?
For crying out loud, what are we doing in a nest of them? Step on the gas, why don't you, mate? Less of the murder machines, eh? I'm trying to cope with internal injuries.
How'd you like some more? Shut up and strap yourself in.
Engine 3 is out.
How much? How much money do you think Xavier paid for this piece of equipment?
Relax, I've survived more jet aircraft crashes than any other mutant. Insurance takes care of everything.
You know what I admire most about you, Summers? Your icy calm lunacy under pressure.
Call me Cyclops during missions, Wolverine. It keeps things straight.
Call this a mission?
All I know is we can't let them turn X-Wing 8 technology into spare parts. Scott Summers, Cyclops, voice key for auto-destruct. Logan?
Logan, Wolverine, voice key for auto-destruct.
Voice keys accepted.
I don't believe this.
Okay, how do we get him out of this?
Nothing much here. Old cans, scrap and salvage, and some electronics. You ever see a Sentinel look anything like this?
I've seen enough. Sentinels hunt mutants, Logan. They know we're here. I figure our only option is to disable the master mold.
So, whose idea was it to divert via Ecuador with a civilian in tow? Down! Kid, any mutant talents we can use?
I got 3 faces, mate, and they all look like pigs. Does that count as...
Get him out, Logan. I can handle this.
Well handled. Stay right where you are, Ugly John. I'll try taking him down.
Mutant specimen located and contained.
Dear Trish, so good to hear your voice again. No, scratch that. Dear Trish, just got done watching your incredible account of the war in Janosha. Congratulations on the award nomination. This kind of recognition has been long overdue for you. I've been through a lot of changes too, since we last hooked up. Sometimes I feel like I'm soaring through the stratosphere on the brightest, sunniest day of my life. The next moment I'm diving in a blue submarine to the darkest depths of my soul. A blue submarine? No, Hank, no. Hang on. Stop. Save. I'm fine, Jean.
Fine. You're fine. 1 minute your brain is bleeding through both nostrils, the next you're fine. And why didn't you tell us you carried a gun?
It's not what you think, Jean. I would never use it on another living creature. You know that. But my brain, you understand. My brain is a lethal weapon. If some enemy were to hijack it, I have to be prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice if need be, or the ultimate gamble. It's essential I get back to Cerebra, Jean. I must identify this new mutant mind I encountered before it causes any more damage. Fetch my chair.
That tone of voice might work with Scott, but not with me. You're in no fit condition to...
Sorry to interrupt. We just lost radio contact with Scott and Logan, and the X-Wing is off radar. Then Cerebra is our only means of contacting our people. My chair, please, Henry.
Is it evil, Miss Nova? What I've just done? Some people would call it evil, wouldn't they?
Were the doctors who wiped out the entire smallpox species evil? In a world without values or morality, good and evil are just choices on the menu of the mighty Mr. Trask. When they hear why you launched 4 supersonic death machines into the most densely populated mutant area on Earth, I think they'll say, by God, he was evil, yes, but evil in a good way.
I woke up a dentist, and soon I'll be the world's greatest mass murderer. They say people can commit any atrocity given the right excuse.
It's a special feeling, isn't it? Behind the mask of liberal respectability, with its safe opinions, we all hate the mutations, don't we? How can it be murder when they're germs of vermin?
There won't be time for them to feel pain, will there? It will be humane? It doesn't seem real.
I know how much all this sudden power excites you, Mr. Trask. I'd know it even if I couldn't read your mind like a t-shirt. I even know you dream of keeping mutant women and children as slaves in your basement. I don't hate you, Donald Trask III. Does the gourmet hate the steak? But it's taken me 10 hours to read and copy the 3 billion base letters in your DNA sequence. And I'm done with you now. Do you want to know the real message of evolution? All life winds up as manure.
Mutant specimens located and contained. Prepare for vivisection and spare parts classifications.
Wait.
Vocal identification, Trask. Prime command protocols, search. Online. Running protocols, stop. Preserve Trask's DNA.
Well,
In ruins, sources in Cape Town, South Africa, say parts of the city were devastated by the attack.
the original sentinels were restricted by their size and shape. These wild sentinels can adapt and assume any form necessary to engage and destroy the mutant menace. Menaces like you. Am I really to believe you're from Charles Xavier's School for the Gifted? What are you, the ex-mascot?
Eyewitness accounts, garbled, fantastic, monstrous things of glass and steel and fire are on their way south.
Oh, no. No, I shouldn't be here. I'm from Australia. Don't hurt me, missus. Don't hurt me.
They think I'm a Trask too, you see. The most powerful mutant hunting machines on this entire planet will now do anything I tell them to. Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you with this. Sentinel Man of War, terminate Piggy. Well, that works.
Bacon.
Sentinel Man of War!
All I gotta do is think, and adamantium razors burst through the skin of my knuckles at 130 miles per hour, babe. So you better relax. Summers, for the love of God, the kid's dying in agony.
It's okay, Logan. John, Steve, I'm so sorry. I know there's something more than just this world. Deep breath. Don't be scared. Just look into my eyes. As X-Men, we're trained to help mutants in trouble. We've also been trained to prevent genetic threats like you from hurting people. I've removed my emergency Ruby Quartz contacts, which leaves me blind. But I know exactly where you are, and so help me, I'll gut you with a blink of my eyes if you try to hurt anyone else.
It's too late. Look around. This place was making them bigger and better, and the only thing Sentinels like to do bigger and better is kill mutants. You saw what she did to Pig Boy. Stone cold, Summers. Look at her. What's so funny? What else did this psycho do that she thinks is so funny? Where did she send those Sentinels?
Good morning, class. I have radioactive dog dirt on my shoes. There are luminous bird droppings on the statues of our beloved President Magneto. Therefore, we shall not be singing the words to Janosha, Janosha, Promised Island, Mutant Utopia this morning, with your usual tuneless gusto or otherwise. Instead, I propose we spend today's telepathy period hacking into the minds of some of our favorite screen idols. A gold star to the first girl who discovers the awful truth about Tom and Nicole.
Miss Frost, you think everything's just a joke, but I had the same nightmare 50 times last night, and I'm having it again right now. Everybody's going to die.
Extermination event underway. Target Janosha. Population 16,521,063. Falling. Population 11,001,467.
No one saw it coming. They were drinking tea, making love.
8,290,025. 800,000. 763.
All those lights going out.
No one saw.
I don't know how to break this to you, but your dating days may be over, my friend.
Radiation levels are off the scale. The map says this was Magda Square, which means those vitrified spires over there must be Magneto's palace. You can see this through my eyes, Professor. Janosha is gone.
If that's the professor you're talking to, tell him that gallows humor is currently the only thing keeping us sane. I don't care what signals Cerebra's picking up. We've seen nothing living since we got here this morning.
They found out who did this. Scott and Logan brought some woman in. Oh, wait. There are thoughts underground.
So you say, but that's one of the first known signs of paranoid schizophrenia induced by the sight of mutant fat dripping from the twisted bus shelters, Jean.
No, I mean it. There's somebody alive underneath us. These are really familiar feelings.
X-Men, mutant rescue. Please don't be alarmed. I know I look like a special effect, but we're actually here to help. You can help shovel up the ashes if you want to. Everybody here was incinerated by the mega Sentinel jets. You X-people have no official status. You know that, don't you?
Please, there's someone alive.
And there must be 50 tons of senior high school in that mountain of dirt, so you go ahead. These men have been digging since dawn.
Trust me, I compensate for unnaturally thin wrists and ankles with an extremely buff mind.
I've got it, Jeannie. You can ease off. Ugh. Hello, is anyone there? We're here to help. You're right, there is something. I can see someone shining.
Her name is Ellie Phimister. Her mutant name is Negasonic Teenage Warhead. She chose it herself. She will be a credit to her family and other species. Get her to a hospital.
Her skin? What's that all over her skin? She's a robot. She might be a sentinel.
Get her to a hospital.
The kid's dead.
Then bring her back to life, you imbecile! My God, Emma Frost. Emma, she's one of us, X-Men.
She's been dead for hours.
Emma, it's me, Jean Grey. Emma, what are you doing here? What happened to your skin? I have no idea. It got hard. What happened to everything?
More than half the world's known mutant population wiped out. Activists calling the bombing an act of species war. Retaliation for recent. Magneto, the mutant terrorist leader, was one more victim of the shocking devastation of Janosha, homeland to 16 million. Reports of sentinels as tall as buildings were confirmed by news crews, for fear of activating the 2 remaining robot monsters, both currently dormant. No one has claimed responsibility, and the sentinels are of an unknown, unmarked design.
Professor, Hank remembered some kind of gravitational bottle he'd put together to contain the Juggernaut. It's holding so far.
Charlie, you better check this out. This is like nothing we ever saw.
Magneto is dead, Scott. I know, sir. We're mobilizing all trained mutant operatives into emergency aid squads.
What are we to do with the creature who did this?
You severed her vocal cords, Wolverine.
Executive decision, Chuck. She was voice-activating the Sentinels. She's got her own personal healing gifts, and right now they're working hard to fix up the tissue damage, so we don't have much time to stand around flapping our gums.
16 million mutants are dead. Why? It's official. You're Emma Frost, the human diamond.
Excuse me, organic what? Secondary mutation what? Why have these topics never before entered any conversation in connection with my life, Henry? Your pseudo-medical explanations are far from satisfactory, Mr. McCoy. And as for your breath...
Dr. McCoy, Emma, patience, please. I know you've been through a lot. We saw Janosha. We're still counting the dead and trying to figure out who we've lost. So, I'm looking into this, and I'm trying to do a million things all at once. Jean can move things around with her mind again. You've grown an exoskeleton of invulnerable organic jewelry. I, for my sins, have magically transformed into Tony the Tiger on barbiturates.
Forgive me, Henry. Grief so often makes one shrill and judgmental. I do look rather spectacular in the light, don't I? But I saw children cut into wafer-thin slices. I watched a gifted 10-year-old pianist search for his hands among the broken glass. That monster must die. Killing our enemies was Magneto's way. He's dead, Emma. You were there. His philosophies died with him. Oh, come on, Jean. Humans made those sentinels to kill mutants. That thing in your cells gave the order. I know, and Janosha is gone, so the only way left now is the Professor's way. We need your strength and brilliance to help us recover from this. We all knew something like this would happen in the end. They're wiping us out. Enough. I've called a taxi telepathically, Jean. I've become the perfect Faberge killing machine for a reason, and that reason is surely not to wave the flag for ex-liberalism. What makes you such a bitch, Emma? Breeding, darling. Top-class breeding.
Okay, she's from beyond the biological twilight zone. She looks human on the outside, but nothing like her has ever existed before, and she preys on mutants. Why? Because every few 100,000 years, evolution, which empathetically does not proceed smoothly, takes huge catastrophic jumps. Old life forms get wiped from the fossil record overnight in periodic mass extinctions, and are replaced. I think Cassandra Nova is the first of a new unforeseen species. I think she'll instinctively use her outlandish natural gifts to wipe us out if she can. This could become a war for the domination of the biosphere.
Domination? War? Henry, can't we think of a better way to deal with this?
Jean has a point.
They're trying to ruin the dramatic atmosphere, Hank. Ignore them. Does she hunt people?
If she has to, maybe. But she doesn't really need to. And that's the scary part of the story. Humans are no threat to her because she instinctively knows what I just discovered.
Meaning what?
Meaning this. I think I've found a genetic trigger for extinction buried deep in the human genome. This E gene turns on when an entire species is about to be turned off by Mother Nature. The data looks conclusive. The human race is at an end. Within 3, maybe 4 generations, they'll be gone, replaced by us, or something even stranger. Something like Cassandra Nova.
Human beings are dying out?
So tell me one more thing before I take her head off. How come she looks like you, Chuck?
Well, see, I think I can feel. Too funny. Bad smell in my eyes. Inside-out thoughts. Jean, help. Head.
Hank?
Stay calm. Remember your formations, and
no formations! Everybody on instinct!
Don't let her speak, Jeannie.
I'm going in around her consciousness. It's like a migraine. There's just a big hole where she should be. Charles, I need support.
Her mind is a trap. Stay back, Jean. I think I can close down her motor functions from...
Hank!
Check.
Logan!
Ugh!
Hello. Welcome to the Black Bug Room. Everyone has their own Black Bug Room. This is yours, Scott.
Jean, no. Jean, listen to me. There are things we need to talk about our relationship. Jean, listen. The bugs say...
Snap out of it, Scotty. Take charge. The bad guy is killing Wolverine.
Jean, come back to us. Think about the oxygen molecules getting faster around Cassandra. Make them go faster, baby. Faster.
Team!
Logan, stay still. I have enough painkillers here to send a brontosaurus to Happy Land.
Ugh! Save him for your brontosaurus, bub. She's getting away.
You're learning, right? That's a marvelous thing.
You know, I always remember my teacher, Miss Murphy. Eyes that could look through any excuse you had. Then one day she gave birth to 100 eggs during a clarinet recital. My brother witnessed the whole thing. She was a mutant. I say genocide's too good for him, but that's just my humor. I'm as shocked as anyone by all this Janosha stuff. How about you?
Well, I'm like Miss Murphy. I'm a teacher, too.
Is that an English accent, honey?
Van Cleef and Apples on 5th at 57th, driver. I intend to have myself valued. On second thought, I've just had an epiphany. Like St. Paul on the road to Damascus. Stop the car.
I know you're just some fucked up thing that wants to survive. Wrong place, wrong time.
See what she's trying to do. If she reaches the Cerebra system, her power will be amplified. Oh, dear Lord, no. Scott, Charles, don't go. You mustn't. It's okay. Shh. Cerebra! Oh, yes. Dear Charles. From here, I can reach out, take hold of every remaining mutant mind on Earth, and extinguish it. But I only want one.
There are some things you just shouldn't be allowed to get away with.
You okay with this? She had to be neutralized, Logan. Emma, I knew you wouldn't turn your back on us.
Sweet as you are, I didn't come back for you, Scott. I came for my handbag. Lucky for you, this is a Louis Vuitton.
Hey, she has healing gifts, right?
Charles.
It killed 16 million mutants. It would have killed all of us. May posterity forgive me.
May our dry cleaners forgive you, Charles, dear. May God award you a medal for your uninhibited marksmanship.
Hardcore, Chuck. I had to put a stop to it, Logan. I won't allow any more mutants to die. Things must change. Now. To me, my X-Men. A horrified world reacts to the mutant genocide in Janosha, now changing stereotyped portrayals of mutants in movies and on TV. Most mutants are decent, law-abiding people, admit law enforcement agencies. Renowned mutant expert Professor Charles Xavier now believes man and his genetic cousins must reach a new understanding in the wake of this terrible tragedy. Why is he doing these talk shows? People are talking. I don't know, does he seem mildly traumatized to you?
Doesn't everything seem mildly traumatized to you, Scott? There's blood on the walls. Hank's in shock. And Scott, please, I can't stand you being so distant all the time. It's driving me mad.
I can't make it feel like it used to. It's not. What's the point of it all coming out wrong? Read my mind, Jean.
No. Read my lips. Nothing will ever break the bond between us. We both know that. But we've barely touched one another for 5 months. And right now this marriage feels very strange and cold, Scott.
Jean, when En Sabanur was in my head, he spent a lot of his time stripping away a few of my illusions about life and about myself. I realized how many of my high ideals are just based on self-interest and self-deception. I denied it, of course. I beat him in the end, like we always do, and I cast him out of my thoughts. But the thing is, I just can't seem to cast his thoughts out of me. You're not the only person who was ever possessed by an evil spirit, Scott. The bad feeling goes away. I don't know if I feel bad, Jean. I just feel strange and different. That's all. And I don't want to hurt you or anyone, but with that in mind, I feel that it's finally time to put an end to masks. An end to hiding our gifts behind secret identities and ill-fitting clothes.
Oh my God, Scott, what's he doing?
He can't do this. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Charles Xavier, also known as Professor X, and I am a mutant.